Hi everyone, and welcome to the Yala Founders Hour AMA. It's now been more than, I guess, just about a week since Yala's testnet V3 launch, and what is now, ooh, how long is it? I guess around 5 months since we launched the Yala testnet V1. Um, we have a couple very exciting months in store for us, and I think it's a good time that we're doing this to really nail down some specific topics and some outstanding community questions. So today we're thrilled to be joined by two of the three Yala co-founders, with KT and Vicky. So KT is the co-founder and COO, whilst Vicky is the co-founder and CTO. So they both have very unique backgrounds and approaches to their work here at Yala. Today we'll be diving into the Yala vision, utility, and the exciting roadmap ahead, and what the community can be expecting from, I guess, the next few months. Specifically, we'll be discussing key aspects of V3, how it improves and changes the user experience for Yala testnet users, as well as I guess what the next 1 to 2 months have in store for the community and what we can expect. So I think without further ado, let's jump right into it. We're ready. So I think Katie, we'll start with you and we'll touch a bit on the original idea and vision behind Yala. So I guess to start off, can you walk us through, I guess, the original idea for Yala? What inspired Yala and why are we here today?
Yeah, of course. We have to come back a little bit to the founder's background. Ben, our CEO, was one of the co-founder of Alchemy Pay. This is a on-off-ramp solution for businesses. They are working with stable coins and payments, and they wanted at that time back in 2017 and 18 to create a stable coin, but the market wasn't mature and they haven't gotten enough feedback, so it was a pending idea not executed yet. Then we have our beloved CTO Vicky. She was previously at Circle leading their engineering team. So that's why when we chatted, we brainstorming about potential ideas, payments, how to unlock the Bitcoin liquidity into our mind. So that's why we have the mission of building this infrastructure layer to help people to reach different sources of yield while maintaining the BTC exposure. So that's how we wanted to do. That's our mission, and we committed since November 24, not 23.
Okay, exciting. So I guess what specific problems or gaps did you have in the market or at your time at previous roles that I guess made the idea for Yala so interesting?
Yeah, so it narrows down to BTC holders. So heuristically, the holders are trying to get exposure to those digital assets, but they didn't have any background to how can we leverage and improve the liquidity efficiency. By brainstorming about the idea of Yala, we also interviewed more than 60 institutions, whales, crypto miners, etc. And we found out that the major pain point was the centralization risk. And by that, I meant wrap token bridges, for example, are somehow centralized. So that's why the BTC liquidity are not poured into DeFi ecosystem. Another pain point that we have identified is BTC holders are long-time holders and believers of this BTC token, and they will not hold other type of tokens. And as you may know, if you wanted to engage yourself into farming, liquidity mining, etc., you usually get reward in protocol native tokens, and you got airdrops, etc. So that is very difficult to maintain this management of different type of tokens. So Yala is here to address those two challenges, and we pride ourselves in solving the hardest challenge with very easy, approachable solution that is split into three categories. We have light mode, pro mode, and institution mode to serve the three persona we have identified.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. And of course, to our listeners, we've recently published a piece on these three modes of Yala, like KT just mentioned. So we'll share a link in the space below, and you can learn more about this. So you mentioned November 2023 as the launch date, or not the launch date, but I guess the inception date for Yala. Can you talk a bit about how and if the mission and the vision for Yala has changed since then?
Yep. I think since the inception in 23, our main goal is to think of avenues to get liquidity employed into DeFi protocols. So we started to connect and to see what are the avenues that we can explore. So I think the first idea was to connect with Ethereum mainnet, because that's where you have all the blue chip DeFi protocols. That's where pools are the deepest, and that's also where you have the high class builders. Then when we dive deeper into it, we thought that we need to diversify the different sources of yield. So if is good, then we try to capture another type of user, which is degen users with Solana ecosystem. And then eventually, most recently, since the beginning of the year, we are trying to get the approach of a RWA layer. This is because mainly we have attracted a lot of liquidity. So to date, we have over 10K of BTC commit. So that's around 850 million at current price. So we wanted to diversify, want to bridge those. RWA includes bonds, sovereign debt, private credit funds, real estate, arts, etc. So that give a very various and diversified profile, so that every user can find the right approach. They would also pick the risk profile they are comfortable with, and then finally the APY rewards that are tied to those specific RWA. So we wanted to provide sort of a marketplace where a user, depending on their risk appetite, pick any sources of yield, and we connect the dots by providing this infrastructure layer to help to connect liquidity from BTC to any other chain.
Okay, got it. And just to jump in here about RWAs, can you touch quickly upon why yeah, I guess why they're relevant, what the excitement behind RWAs is?
Yeah, so this is, in one word, is really scalability. You know that DeFi pools are somehow pretty shallow. I think the largest pool with a single trade is around 100 mil. Even for centralized exchange on options, for example, if you look at Deribit, the max one trade volume to limit the slippage is around 100 mil. So if you go above that 100 mil, you get less liquidity efficiency. So we are thinking of what are the reliable sources that we can tap into, so that, you know, more than 800 mil of liquidity is huge. We want to make sure that this APY is sustainable over a year and a year. Otherwise, it is very short-lived. Few months of liquidity incentive is not enough to attract our user, and we want to have this liquidity sticking around the protocol. So RWA makes sense if you look at the current market. T-bills, for example, in the US, short-term T-bills have instant redemption. They are providing sort of reliable and safe yields around 4%. And then if you have seen on the news, the Apollo Fund has also opened the private credit fund yielding 8 to 10%. So all those yields are pretty good and scalable. That's why we wanted to bridge part of the ecosystem liquidity to those layers.
Got it. Very exciting. So I guess the RWA space or subsector of the ecosystem has really taken off over the last, I guess, 1 to 2 years. So it'll be exciting to see how Yala aligns with this. I think a last question before we give you a small break. Can you touch a bit upon the long-term vision for Yala? How do you see the protocol and the DAO evolve over the next not just 6 months, but let's say 5 years?
Yeah,
Uh,
I
I,
think
I
is it
can I can I can take this one. Katie, you can add more if
okay?
you if you want.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
So this is Vicky, uh, co-founder CTO for Yala. Really appreciate so many people join as our first community call by me, and it's so exciting to see so many people. And as I work in Circle for 3 years, I think Stable is actually is a killer app in crypto space. Everyone recognize that. For Yala, I think we should be able to give more from the alternative compared to fiat-based stables, because without any fiat bank system counterparty risk, we actually can offer a stable, make liquidity go everywhere. It's actually a big mission. We expect we will be top 10 lending or DeFi protocol within 3 years. If you look at DeFi Llama with TVL, activity, revenue, that's our goal. If on my side, I think KT may have more to share. KT, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think 2 points. One is payment, and then second is machine learning. So on payment is connect the dots, because when we generate yields for user, then we wanted them to spend in the real world. There's a saying about spend now, pay never. So the idea behind it is the yield you can get from your assets would be the credit on the card we will emit. So that would be pretty useful for people to get into the Web2 world by using the card that would offer for the Yala user. The card would be powered and on the Visa and MasterCard network, so that would be accepted by a lot of merchants worldwide. And a second point on machine learning. So a lot of people are talking about AI agents. We are using machine learning to help the beginning users to find the best sources of yield. So Vicky didn't mention, but she also led machine learning team at Capital One and Microsoft. So that's why it comes handy for us to get those machine learning algorithm working to help user on our live mode, so that they can find the best route to get most sustainable and very reliable yields for themselves. So those would be the roadmap that we have already started down the road. It's just getting time for us to have one step at a time and implement as we go down to the roadmap.
Sounds very exciting. That's the first public teaser of the AI agent as well, I believe. So you heard it here first, listeners. I guess moving on to Vicky again. Can you touch a bit upon, I guess, how you see the position of Yala in the DeFi, in the wider DeFi ecosystem?
Thank you, Casper. You're asking about how we see Yala fit into the DeFi space. What I feel right now, DeFi definitely have the issue, lack of liquidity in a lot of places, a lot of chains. I think we definitely can play the role, help a lot of projects to get more liquidity from the source of Bitcoin, and also be able to help a lot of protocol with this ecosystem. So I actually view Yala as an infra part, as a money movement for internet money. So actually could power those. That's where it will be a good mission for us, because one side is Bitcoin is a $1 trillion asset, but you really have the very limited way to really get the liquidity out of this. As earlier shared, the stable as a killer app should be really powerful, with a lot of use cases can be enabled with those. Once we can gather stable from the Bitcoin, that's where really are powerful to be able to help all ecosystems with a lot of DeFi app to make that liquidity and help those to generate yield. We can give back to that Bitcoin holder. That's where the mission for Yala. Hope to get a Bitcoin holder with the yield come from stable coins.
Got it. And in terms of specific, I guess, chains or ecosystem, where do you see Yala positioned? I guess at first it was very much positioned as a bit of a Bitcoin focused project. Is that still the vision? Or
yeah, when people ask us like, oh, Yala, which chain? I tell them we are every chain. What I mean is we for the people who already test out our like a testnet and see that we come with Ethereum testnet as that's our baby step, the step one. So we as the logic behind this, once we go to Ethereum, it actually help us to go every EVM chains on the market. Then we want to also exploring other chains wherever we see user need, the organic demand will be able to bridge the asset, and also even considering building the lending protocol on top to help with those liquidity on that chain. So yeah, I think EVM is just a starting point. We'll explore more, not only but also including like Bitcoin L2 and others as well.
Okay, got it. It's very exciting. And you mentioned the testnet just now, so let's jump onto that. So I guess we launched the Yala testnet, I believe it was in October 2024, so around 4 to 5 months ago. And as we stated in the introduction, we launched the Yala testnet V3 just last week. I think we've all been quite overwhelmed with the positive feedback and the interest in the testnet so far. It's I think it's exceeded a lot of our expectations. It's at least exceeded my expectations, and the community interest has been fantastic to see. So can you walk us through, I guess, your perception of the Yala testnet, how you've experienced the last 5 months?
Yeah, appreciate Casper's question. Casper asked us how we see our own testnet. I view the testnet is a journey with our community. We really appreciate our community really share a lot of positive and negative feedback, and also help the testnet help the testnet grow. We see a bigger numbers, like I haven't tracked it yet for today, but it's like a 30 billion stables mint. It's crazy numbers. I think it's wonderful to see how many usage we offer our testnet. So with the journey, we actually start our like V1, V2 a little bit more pure MakerDAOs mode, and then we realized that we actually solve a bigger problem, because you have Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin Bitcoin chain have significant different settlement mechanism compared to Ethereum. The settlement time take actually 10 minutes. So when we using the MakerDAOs, the logic, it actually give us more challenging for the liquidity requirement when it comes to the lending protocol. So given that we have a bigger update for the V3, we have the overcarry mode with a dynamic interest rate at advanced liquidation mechanism. So that's the first one. And also we will be able to support a multi-collateral with our new CDP. So that's the second one. And the third is we introduce a stability pool. And also the fourth one is a PSM, the pack stability module, which is allow us not only be able to mint the stables from Bitcoin, but also comes with other fiat-based stables like USDC. So all this is give us a really good foundation, make us can offer robust lending protocol and be a really robust stablecoin issuer. So that's all what we did with V3. We're pretty excited. I see that just the first day we launch, we see like within 24 hours we see a billion YU got minted.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see the progress. I think we were all very happy tracking that. Can you tell us a bit about the testnet roadmap then? Can we expect a V4 testnet, or what's next?
I think as the V3, we prepare this and we hear the positive feedback. We see the pretty stable as a learning protocol and the stable rhythm we produced. So we actually are confident to actually get into mainnet next month. We're super excited. The whole team, the engineering team worked very, very hard, like more than 10 hours per day, working the weekend as well. So be able to really, really prepare us to get into the mainnet. What right now we're doing, we'll do the final touch for auditing. We have the we're happy to partner with Zenith to have the protocol audit, like a 60-page of the auditing. Then because we have a small tweak on the protocol, so we do another additional auditing with them as well, just like make sure when we change something, everything still solid. So that's right now is the final addition piece is go through the auditing, and we are building the whole monitor solution on top. Make sure we are do a really good job at risk management. When I was in Capital One, that 2 or 3 years, I remember that was Capital One CEO mentioned all the financial product is about risk management. I totally agree with that. I think that right now we're watching the V3 testnet and monitor all the like a liquidity pool and monitor the risk vaults to make sure everything goes well. So that's where right now the team work on the monitor and the final auditing and like the integration with the final security pieces as well, like a TR lab for our sanctions, and we use Cubist as the key management, and earlier touch the monitor. So that's all the last security piece. Make sure we are ready for the production.
Got it. So there's a lot to be excited for the next, I guess, next month, and busy times for you and the tech team as well. It seems like.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, KT, we'll jump over to you again if you're ready. We have a last question of the scheduled questions before we move on to community questions. So to get straight into it, can you tell us about the key milestones for Yala for 2025? What are you most excited about delivering?
Yes, of course. So you mentioned the different test nets. So just a quick teaser. We are planning to go live mainnet second week of April. So stay tuned for the exact date. And a lot of questions community are asking about TGE. So you can expect something that is coming 1 or 2 months after our mainnet. So this is just the beginning of our product. We will open our mainnet with different caps for BTC holders to come in and to test our product. You will have cap 1, cap 2, and cap 3, unlimited cap after we go 2 months on the mainnet. Then as we roll down the roadmap, ETH integration is first, then we go Solana, and we'll also plan to go on different type of EVM compatible chains. And I think the most crucial aspect is we just mentioned the RWA space. So we have worked with very, very big asset issuer, hedge funds, and different asset management firms. Those will be our partners to get RWAs on chain. And I can't say too much, but stay tuned on from our official social media accounts. That should be where our users should be happy to get different sources of yield.
Yeah, I think we have a number of exciting announcements coming out. So as KT said, stay tuned here. I think on that note, let's go straight into the community questions then. KT, we have a few for you to start off with. Question number 1, on which chain will the Yala token and protocol launch?
Yeah, so Yala token would be a ERC20 token. We launch on ETH first, and we'll then go to Solana and other EVM chains.
Got it. And second question, what is the vision behind the timing of not just the mainnet launch, but the TGE as well? I'm not sure
Yeah.
we can share too much here, but
We can't reveal the exact date, but I'll say 2 months after the mainnet is launched is a good expectations from our TGE.
perfect. And last one here is how or what is your, I guess, the system for balancing community incentives with long-term protocol sustainability? Do you
Yeah.
have any
So
insights here?
So you have seen from the community feedback of the project that a lot of people are farming for airdrops. Of course, project have to incentivize those testnet to get feedback, but there's a little shift. If you have seen recently, one of the largest chain called Mega ETH just announced that they won't do any incentivized airdrops for the testnet. I think this is fair because testnet is a chance for the community to get feedback and also provide feedback to the team so that the team can tailor the product that is at the expectation to the user. We are going to strike the balance between those two. So every testnet we have launched have a different system of points called berries. We also are planning to do a fair reward for our user. So I think the bottom line here is every participant to our testnet is a core contributor to the design and the shape of the products. As a result, the whole community will be rewarded to the dedication they have to our products. And of course, thank you again for supporting us so far. We expect more to come and open to any feedback. Our DMs are always open.
Perfect. That's good news for any testnet contributor or participant. And Vicky, then we have a few questions for you. Can you touch upon what makes Yala stand out from other projects integrating or working with RWAs?
You asked about what make us stand out compared to other project working with RWAs, right? So,
Exactly.
how I view this is where really the representation from the Bitcoin. That's where's the $1 trillion asset. Where we like a partner with RWA. We always ask how big you can support in terms of the scale. Are you 100 million level or a billion level? That's where we see we have a huge demand for our stables. We actually see significant amount of Bitcoin are depositing right now through our testnet and through our the partnership we have with a lot of big Bitcoin holders. That's where really make a big difference. So we are exploring different RWA partners. The early KT sharing RWA actually is one of big focus area for us. We have the we have the we have actually have the volume of the liquidity to be able to meet a lot of RWA supplies. So that's where come back to stables is a game for supply and demand. So we want to make sure our protocol goes really well as our risk management and also how our liquidity flow. So when we have a mainnet launch, we actually want to gradually open the cap how much Bitcoin we can accept within our lending protocol. That's another thing I want to share is one side we have a significant amount of commitment from the Bitcoin holders, but the other side we want to be super careful how we open up to be able to managing the risk well. So that's give us really the confidence we can work with a lot of the partners from RWA side, make sure everyone get the value from this game.
Got it. That makes sense. And I guess very much in line with this is like the security of the Yala protocol. Can you touch a bit on the, I guess, the security practices and processes you've been through over the last year to make sure that Yala is, I guess, as transparent and trustworthy as possible? So this could be audits and bug bounties, anything related.
Yeah. That's a really good question. I think security is always the top priority for all the DeFi protocol. At least I feel it should be. So we actually spend a lot of effort to build out, make sure every piece of our protocol is secure. So earlier I touched, we have the smart contract auditing. We actually work with two partners. One is Coin Fabric. They just released the auditing report, and the Zenith is one right now. We have the another more piece auditing with them, but we have the main report ready. That's the auditing side, and for key management, we're actually using Cubist. Cubist is the but so far I see the most secure solution in the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystems. We see that Newbit work with them, Lombard works with them, Babylon works with them. They're providing the fantastic key management solution for us. So we're really happy to partner with them. That's the key management side. And earlier I touched about the TM Lab. We use it as a sanction solutions to make sure our protocol get protected from those bad guys in this systems. So that's where we have that part as well. So overall, when we think about our bridge, we consider all the possibility when there's where's that chance go wrong. So we have the notary bridge help us make sure we bridge the knowledge, bridge the information from Bitcoin and the Ethereum, make sure the deposit for Bitcoin and also the withdrawal and also the lending protocol information are possible really solid. So that's our bridge design. Overall, this is a journey for us. Since last year we started work on this, we actually iterate many versions of how we should design our overall systems, make sure it's really solid. Yeah, and one more piece is we'll open our bounty program once we launch the mainnet, because that's where we want to hear from the community, the independent security researchers. When they see any things they can share with us to help us be better prepared for the security side.
Got it. Amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot's going on the security side as well. So I think on that note, we're actually out of community questions, and we I guess we're a little bit over the time limit, so we'll approach the end of the call. I think Vicky and KT, do you have any final comments or remarks that you want to share?
I can start it. I feel we should do this more often, and I really enjoy the talk to our community, and also overall right now I see the market may not goes very positive. We see the Ethereum goes down like really hurt hurt a lot of people's heart, and also Solana right now is only 130 is not or like last 2 or 3 months it has been a lot of hiccup to make it push to so low. But I see that Yala focus on long term. We actually could see from US market it's a significant more positive on the policy side for stables, and or more policy friendly environment for US market to get into crypto. And like earlier I shared from Circle, I saw Circle circulation goes already to all-time high, close to 60 billion level, as we are BTC-backed stablecoin issuer, I really see that long term this is have a bright future. I hope everyone keep grow with us and help us, and this will be a fantastic journey. KT,
Amazing.
do you have anything?
Yeah, well said. I think given the current market conditions, it's a good time for us to concentrate and to build the project. The product is tailored to serve different type of customers and also keeping updating all the functionalities so that we can keep up with the leading role of getting the sources of yield to different users. I think for the early joiners and those who already tested with us from V1 to now, really appreciate your support. This is like designing the product like your baby. So we are growing together stronger. We want to move forward as a unit. So anything that you may have, I think our Discord, Telegram, and official accounts are always open. If you have any different questions, we make sure that our team is there to answer you. We may get overwhelmed by the positive feedback from all the community. So if we haven't seen your comments, questions, anything, feel free to reiterate your ask. And I thanks today. So Casper, thank you for hosting us. Thank you, Vicky, for joining us as well. And a big thank you for all the people who have joined today.
Thank you.
Perfect. And thanks to you two for joining. And as Vicky said, we'll make this a monthly thing moving forward. So lots of more opportunities for questions. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining, and stay tuned.
Thank you. Bye-bye.